African Democratic Congress, the People's Democratic Party, and former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi have protested the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission to derecognize the ADC National Chairman, David Mark, National Secretary Rauf Aregbesola, and others. INEC, through its National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohammed Haruna, announced the decision in a statement on Wednesday. It hinged its decision on a court order which directed the Commission to maintain the status quo, pending the determination of a suit challenging the legality of David Mark's leadership of the opposition party. Reacting, the ADC spokesman, Bolaji Abdullahi, and his People's Democratic Party counterpart, Ini Emebong, insisted that the development was a calculated attempt to undermine democratic structures, alleging the involvement of the APC government and urging supporters to mobilize in defense of democratic principles. The chamber has also called for several actions, including invalidating the group's INEC meeting, removing its name from INEC's portal, and allowing Gombe to take control of the party pending the court's final decision. However, INEC maintained that its actions were strictly based on the Court of Appeal ruling delivered on March 12, 2026, which dismissed Mark's interlocutory appeal and issued preservative orders. Let me get your thoughts on this development. This seems to be one big headline today. Since yesterday, he's been making the rounds in the news. Let me get your thoughts on this development.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity to speak on this particular matter. ADC. As a political party, just like I said the last time I was here, a party that is not united, a party that is having crisis currently, will continue to have more crisis until there is reconciliation.
Okay.
Now, let me start from the beginning of ADC. ADC was formed in 2015. History of ADC, that is where I'm coming from. Because once you know the history of something, you know where it is heading to, and you know who to blame and who not to blame. Okay. ADC was formed in 2015, and it has been in existence since 2015 till date, and this is 2026 against 2027 election. When this party was found, we have founding fathers of this party. Each political party has his or her founding fathers, those that came together to form the party. I will ask you a question in the course of discussing. Now, INEC is an independent electoral commission.
Okay.
INEC is independent. INEC is not a political party. But INEC regularizes or organizes what happens in political party. That is why even when your political party is having a World Congress, as little as a World Congress, INEC will send representative to monitor.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand. So a political party cannot survive without INEC, because INEC supervises what happens in different political party, be it PDP, APC, ADC, Labour Party, and every other party you can think of. Now, INEC removed ADC National Chairman's name, right? It's not the story.
Yeah.
And the secretary from the Apota, giving reasons of the appeal court judgment as of March 12, 2026, saying they should go back to what? Status quo. That will bring me back to the history of ADC.
Okay.
ADC has been a party since 2015. They have their founding fathers. People have been running the affairs of this party. Come to think of it, as of June 2025, a group of people came together and decamped to this political party called ADC. ADC was not created 2025. That is why I have to make it clear here. ADC was created 2015,
okay,
and not 2025. And the likes of Senator David Mark, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency Peter Obi, and every other person came into the party as of June 2025 and took over the leadership of the party. Now come to think of it, if you are a member of ADC and you've been a member from 2015 when this party was formed, I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
And a group of people, maybe due to the fact that they have influence and finance, resources, took over the leadership of your party. without having a reconciliation meeting with you. Because now, the argument between
the former APC leaders and the imposed
the argument in ADC currently is leadership tussle between Bala Gombe and David Marks led executive, right?
Yes.
That is the case that was taken to court now. Yeah. Leadership. Now, Bala Gombe, to the best of my knowledge, was among the founding fathers of ADC. As of 2015, he was the governorship candidate of ADC in Gombe State. You can go and research. That was 2015. Before 2018, where he left to PDP. And maybe he has come back to the party. But whether we like it or not, he was among the founding fathers. And to him, he was supposed to be the next national chairman. I don't know if you understand. And now a group of people came into the party. You cannot come into a house and in less than 48 hours or 72 hours, you become the chairman of the party. Okay. As if there was nobody in the party. That was the argument. And if you follow this story calmly, you understand that Bala Gombe approached Federal High Court in Abuja as of 2nd September 2025. That means there was time between June and 6th, and between June, when David Mark and others came into the party, till September. There was time for reconciliation. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I do.
And it was not done. The case started from Federal High Court. And thank God, Appeal Court gave a judgment that they should go back to status. So as INEC is an independent body. INEC is not a member of ADC. INEC is not a respecter of any political party. INEC is a different body on its own. You cannot be having problem in court, dragging leadership of the party, and you expect INEC to publish a fashion on their portal. I don't know if you understand. It will not look as if INEC is taking side with a particular fashion. If you should follow the INEC story very well, INEC made it clear that the both fashions, I don't know if you understand, that they are not working with the both fashions until they will go back to resolve. So my thought on this, even when I woke up this morning, I have to turn on the TV. I realized that protests are ongoing in Abuja, saying Nigerians are being deprived of their rights for INEC, that INEC is against Nigerians. And I went through the story, and what I could understand was INEC is an independent body. If ADC is being united and they have one national leadership, I don't know if you understand. INEC will accept and they will work with it.
Comrade, the ADC spokesman, Bolaji Abdullahi, is... the
fashion.
Fashion.
Yes, they have two spokesmen.
Okay.
So go on.
He is insisting that this development was a calculated attempt by the ruling party APC. He alleging that to undermine democratic structures, alleging that the involvement of the APC government and other supporters to mobilize in defense of democratic principles.
Let me ask you a question. Because I said I will ask you a question. Now, the spokesperson is saying it is
a calculated attempt
by APC. That is the ruling party.
Okay.
So was it APC that sponsored David Mark's fashion to hijack the party as of June 2025? Because that was where the problem started from. And now I will ask you the second question, which I want you to respond. You are the owner of a house, and somebody comes into your house to hijack the activities and the affairs of your own home because the person has influence. Will you be happy as
why you kept on asking, why you asking the question? I picked up the word hijack. Would you say comfortably that the APC, the ADC formerly, or the leadership that had been before the by the David Marks led leadership come on board, would you say comfortably that they hijacked leadership structures? Or it seems, ADC was a party, like you said, 2015, but we didn't know of ADC's popularity. It was as this big wigs got into the party that we started hearing of ADC. Nonetheless, the process with which they came into power, would you say Bala Gombe wasn't aware, or there was a neglect on their own part in respecting duly established leadership before then?
Okay, it is a very good question. I think it is Wosu. That name has to be Wosu. That was the former national chairman of ADC. One Wosu, I cannot recall his full name. I'm sorry. And Bala Gombe was the national secretary. as of then, before David Marks and every other person came into the party. So Bala Gombe's argument is, for any reason you have to form a new party structure, he should be involved. I don't know if you understand, because he has served to the level of a national secretary of the party, but he was sidelined. I don't know if you understand.
He was sidelined?
He was not carried along, because if you are being carried along, you will not approach the court as of September. I don't know if you understand. So approaching the court as of September 2nd simply means the new ESCOs that were brought into the party on their arrival, because they just arrived and they were given offices as if the party started 2025.
Okay.
Just started working without involving you. So in your own home, you will not be happy. I don't know if you understand. So he can be aggrieved and approach the court, and this is where it has led them to. Assuming I am to advise ADC, if I am to advise His Excellency Peter Obi and others accusing INEC, I would have told them to go home and settle within themselves. I don't know if you understand. I can tell you, if this matter is being settled amicably among themselves, and they have just one faction of the party, INEC will upload whatsoever name the joint team bring to them. I don't know if you understand, as the national president, chairman, and even the secretary. But in as much as there are court issues, INEC will not want to get involved into political. It will be very bad for INEC to upload their portal and say, okay, Mr. A is the national chairman. Then at the end of the day, a court judgment comes in to remove Mr. A from the party. I don't know if you understand. No, so INEC is being careful. In fact, I must thank the current INEC chairman for this action, because he's been very, very transparent. Okay.
If you say so, if he's been transparent, let me. Prior to the 2023 election, this same issue, this same happenstance took place in Labour Party, where we have, I think that was Julius Abure. Okay. Abure as a then, but it was after the 2023 election that we still understand that, okay, there was a smoke underneath where we couldn't see in terms of leadership tussle, and then afterwards we didn't have the Usman Anadi and the Julius Abure's led faction. Now, why is ADC's case being different? In 2023, we didn't get these issues until after the election. Okay. So if you're saying, if you're trying to exonerate the fact, or trying to debunk the allegation by ADC factional spokesman that INEC is, why is this case different? Why is it now that Bala Gombe seems to, when as at this morning, I believe so. INEC brought out the proposed.
He approached the court.
They approved the new timetable for elections, and then it seems like that was what awakened this case we're having here.
Okay, but come to think of it, he approached the court as of September 2025, right?
Okay, yes.
But let us keep that pending. I will ask you another question. If somebody comes to your house and beats you, will you cry and look for help? Yes.
Okay.
Because if you beat me, I will cry. The reason I will cry is somebody should notice that you've beaten me. I don't know if you understand. You cannot. Okay, whether we like it or not, let us just assume. Let us just assume the current government is sponsoring it. The current government did not instigate the crisis as of June. I don't know if you understand. Forming a new fashion. It was due to the move that was made from the other group of people, that is even the David Marks fashion, coming into the party and taking over the leadership, that must have prompted Bala to approach help from any sector. Because I am not aware if he has approached the current government to sponsor him or not. I am not aware of that. I don't know if you understand, but for any reason, you cannot beat somebody and you expect him to keep quiet. He's a politician. I don't know if you understand. So he must come out to cry. Like, if you beat me today, I will come out and cry. Because you've hit me, so I must come out and cry. So if ADC cannot handle crisis within their own home, and then I don't think they have to blame INEC for the move INEC has made.
Well, comrade, if are you done?
Yes, yes.
If we stay on the story, as I was speaking, there are questions that are popping up in my mind. We'll keep our hands crossed on this development.
Oh, yes, yes.